4 minutes late. Colored people time. What up, everybody? Welcome to Sunday. It's the Sundays Omnibroslive. Fantastic, amazing. Two bald dudes. Two brown bald bros coming at you today with news, Q&A, chit chat, banter, all that nonsense right here on the what is it called again? Oh yeah, the Omnibus Collectors Network and the Omnibroslive show. What's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the chat today. Shout out to everybody watching. We appreciate it. Big shout out. Let's go ahead and we'll get this started. I'm Gabe. Gabe loves 90s comics. And right over there is not my son. That's my boy, Comics Guide 101. What up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy Sunday. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Sunday time. Almost off my vacation. Time to go to work pretty soon.
Oh, you're on vacation right now?
Yeah, it was supposed to be vacation. My wife breaks her ankle, so it turned into not a vacation.
She okay?
Yeah, she's good. She's got surgery coming up. She got to get some screws and
oh man,
all that great fun stuff. So
I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It happens. She'll be fine. Just a lot of rest. That's the hard part because you got two little kids who want to just jump all over you.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, she's getting it.
All right, man. Well, why don't you let them know who our sponsor is, the lovely people over at In Stock Trades, while we get this show going.
That's right. All the awesome people at In Stock Trades sponsor our show today, instocktrades.com. That's right. This is the website. If you guys don't know about it, here's an insider tip. This is a pro tip. This is a TED Talk tip. You go to instocktrades.com. And there you can find all your collected editions, omnibus, trade paperbacks, manga, all your great collected edition needs for up to 50% off cover price. That's right. That's half off cover price books on instocktrades.com. In the US, orders $50 or more, you get awesome free shipping. So you buy yourself like a 4,000-pound box of books like Jess likes to do. Free shipping. So hit them up. Awesome customer service. All the people there, Emily, Cameron, great people, killing it, helping out the community, doing their best with awesome shipping, the best packaging. That's a fact. You can't beat that. That's the packaging that you keep and use later if you're going to sell something on eBay or send something to a buddy. Or if you sell stuff on the Facebook group, that's the stuff that you want to keep around. Totally worth it. Free shipping and free packing supplies. If you think about it, keep the box, keep the styrofoam, all that good stuff. That's our good friends over at instocktrades.com. That's right.
Yeah, no, their packaging really is like, if you compare it to anybody else, and even before they were our sponsor, you just can't beat that, man. That packaging, I have never, in the years using IST, even before I went digital, and on occasion when I still order from them, I never have gotten a bad book from them. Never.
No, I mean, and if anything does happen, their customer service is phenomenal. I mean, they do whatever they physically can to remedy the situation. Sometimes it's like, hey, we don't have any more in stock, but we'll pick something else and we'll get you something else. Send the book back. We'll send you another book, no cost, all that kind of stuff. They're awesome people for sure.
Give me one quick second and I'll be back. I just got
all right. It's just me here, everybody. What's going on? Yeah, guys, thanks for all the love to the wife. She'll be good. Appreciate it. She slipped getting out of the shower. Yep, that's right. Statistics show 95% of accidents happen in the house, and that 65% of statistics are lying or made up. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys are ready. Lionheart, what up, bro? Got a package from IST yesterday, Batman 66 Omnibus and the Batman Loeb Omnibus. That's a good omnibus. That Loeb Omnibus, you get Long Halloween. I think the Absolute is hard to find and getting a little pricey, I believe. So you get Long Halloween, you get Dark Victory in there. You get that Haunted Night story as well. So all kinds of really, really good stuff in that omnibus. Spencer, you're right. Reduce, reuse, recycle your shipping supplies. I got my garage is full of just boxes because I'm not going to throw boxes away. I'll need them for shipping one way or another. I've been selling a lot of stuff on eBay recently. So yeah, keeping those packing supplies is good because packing supplies get pricey. You get a big old thing of bubble wrap, it's like $20, and you eat up that bubble wrap quick trying to pack stuff up. So yeah, I just punched her in the mouth. I punched her in the mouth and it broke her leg. Oh, Lionheart again. Sensation. Oh, yeah, that She-Hulk omnibus came out. I think that's gone already, like through in-stock trades. So, oh, we got to shout this guy out real quick. Roberto Rodriguez. What up, guys? New to Omni collecting and Omnibros. Well, welcome to Omnibroslive. Sorry about your wallet.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We appreciate everybody that shows up.
Yep. Oh, and InStockTrades.com. Look at you, your fancy mic and pop mic. And pop
dude, I have to head over to the kitchen right now because I got red beans and rice boiling, and that's like a 4-hour cook for me. So I've just got to watch it. So yeah, what's been going on in the chat?
People just chilling, talking about how cool IST is.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yep. Well, we usually talk about the news this week. There's a few things that we should probably address. Do you want to start with the biggest thing, or do you want to lead up to it and wait for a few more people to pop in?
Let's lead up to it because just that way. I think Gio is maybe on the way in, and I miss Gio, so I want to make sure he's in here and we get to hear what he has to say. You know?
Yeah, I do too. Is he gonna? Has he said he's going to join us today?
I haven't heard anything. It might just be the Gabe and Lou show again.
Okay, that's no problem. Old school.
But what do you got going on? What do you want to lead up with?
All right. I mean, if you want to start with, let's go with the Eisner Award nominees were released this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So the Eisners, for those of you that don't know, they're typically like the Oscars of comics. They're kind of a big deal in the industry. A lot of people that really don't even read comics, sometimes they pay attention to the Eisners. Usually it's kind of the best of the best, the who's who. There's a few titles on here that are kind of, yeah, okay, that's a given. There were a few titles on here that actually surprised me as far as that goes. Yeah, Sentient being one of them, because that's a relatively new publisher, and for them to get an Eisner, even a nomination right now, that's a big deal. So let's start out with, hold on. Best short story. Let me know if you know any of these because I'm going to just go run down the list real quick. Hot Comb, How to Draw a Horse from the New Yorker, The Menopause. Okay. Who Gets Called an Unfit Mother? You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. So I don't know any of those. You?
I haven't heard of any of that, no.
Yeah, same thing.
But that's what's cool about these is you kind of get the chance of going like, I haven't heard of this.
Yeah,
nominated for an award. It's almost like the Oscars. It's like, you know what? I'll go check that movie out. Everybody says it's awesome, and it's just being some art period piece. This is garbage.
What was that black and white film that was on Netflix? It was Alfonso Cuarón. I can't remember the name of the film. I thought it was really boring.
I have no idea.
It was a few years. It was like a black and white film, and I was like, "This is beautiful, but it's boring as hell."
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat will tell me.
Oh, you mean Dunkirk?
No, well, Dunkirk was boring. I'll give you that. Beautiful movie, but it was boring also. Best continuing series. Bitterroot. Yes, definitely. I'm so happy for those guys. Bitterroot is awesome. You guys should be checking it out.
The chat is saying Roma is the movie you're talking about.
Roma was the movie. Yeah, that's
shout out to Canadian Invincible Comics.
Yeah. Beautiful movie, but boring as all get out. Criminal, of course, that's always going to be on there.
Ooh, I know I got nominated again. What is it for? All my friends are junkies, or?
It was just Criminal by Brubaker. He got it for best continuing series. Crowded, Daredevil by Zdarsky. Good for him.
Yeah.
The Dreaming, which is going to tie into later about what we're talking about. Immortal Hulk.
Yes.
That's a given. Best limited series, Ascender, which is the spin-off series of Descender, which I need to read that. Ghost Tree, Little Bird, Naomi by Brian Michael Bendis and David Walker. David Walker is getting a lot of love this year. Sentient by Jeff Lemire. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because TKO is, 2-3 years old at this point? They are a new publisher, and them getting even a nomination that they could put that on their books, that is a huge deal.
Yeah, we got that was their second wave of books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We all got free copies of that and did reviews on it on the show.
And I think we all agreed that was. I think it was most of us agreed that was the best one of the bunch. I think I even said, yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot. The art in it by Gabriel Walla, the guy that did Vision, that was really good in it too. That's all around good book. Mm-hmm. Carl N in the chat says Daredevil's the best written Marvel character right now.
I have to check that out. I love Daredevil, but I just haven't been following Zdarsky's run. Everybody tells me it's really good, though, that I need to pick it up. Okay, let's keep going down this list. Doctor Doom. I didn't even know there was a Doom ongoing. Mm-hmm. Invisible Kingdom. These are all best new series right now, by the way. Best new series, Doctor Doom. Invisible Kingdom by G. Willow Wilson and Christian Ward. Once and Future by Karen Gillan and Dan Mora. Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion and Weather Del Eldra. I've heard that's good. Something is Killing the Children. This one is kind of surprising because I've heard mixed things about it. Mixed to kind of things about it. Undiscovered Country by Scott Snyder and Charles Soule and Giuseppe Calmancoli and Daniele Orlandini. I've heard mixed things about that book. I don't know if you've read it.
No, I haven't heard about that one yet.
Yeah, I've heard. Best publication for early readers: Comics, Easy as ABC, Kenton Construction Company, The Pigeon Has to Go to School, A Trip to the Top of the Volcano, Vamos, Let's Go to the Market, Who Wet My Pants? None of these I know about.
I've asked that plenty of times.
Yeah. I think we could skip the publication for kids and the publication for teens.
Yeah, some of those categories are a little confusing. It was like one's for young readers, one's for teens, one's for like new reader or something like that. I'm like, I don't understand the distinguishing between those.
Yeah, we could kind of skip those. Best humor publication: Anatomy, Death Wins, Minotaur, Sobek, The Way of the House Husband, Volume 1, which I've heard that's actually not bad. Wondermark. Best Anthology: ABC of Typography, Baltic Comics, Drawing Power, Kramer Ergot, and the Nib. Okay. Best reality-based work: Good Talk, Grass, Kid Gloves, Moonbound, Apollo 11. Well, that sounds cool. My Solo Exchange Diary, They Called Us Enemies by George Takei. I didn't know George Takei did a comic. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it for a little bit on the show. You might have missed it, but it's him growing up in a concentration camp.
Oh, in the United States during that time?
Right, during, the World War II.
Yeah. That's the side of the United States they don't teach you in history class, kids. We put a lot of Asian people in concentration camps here during World War II.
Yeah, I remember when I found that out. I was like, I found that out after school, almost. Like, I don't know, maybe senior year in high school. Like, I wasn't told about it. It wasn't like a class assignment. I think it was like a movie or something.
Yeah, they tend to skip that part in class.
Yeah. America was great World War II, except for this chapter. Yeah.
Except for this little part that we really don't want to talk about right now. So we're just going to skip past that. Okay, so I turned on the burner on that finally. I can actually sit down. Oh. There we go. Let me keep going.
Gonna tour your apartment today.
My small one bedroom. Let's keep going. Best graphic album reprint: Bad Weekend, Clyde Fans, Cover, Glenn Ganges, LaGuardia, and Rusty Brown.
Bendis is getting some love, dude. That's like at least 2 nominations so far.
I think he's got 2 or 3. Yeah, him and David Walker got a lot of love. So did Lemire. Lemire always gets love from this thing.
Yeah.
We can skip best adaptation from another medium. That's kind of And best U.S. edition of international material. We can skip that.
Yeah, we might have already hit the major categories already.
Yeah,
the rest of this is like the technical awards, like on the Oscars, that they don't show on TV.
Best writer, best artist. Bobby Kernrow, M.K. Reed for best writer. Mariko Tamik. Yeah, I can't even say it. Louis Trodenheim, G. Willow Wilson, Chip Zdarsky. No love for Jeff. No love for Donnie Cates in any of this.
Yeah, that's what people were saying in chat. Like, no Venom. Thor. I think Thor came out this year though, but Venom. Silver Surfer Black. What's his face? Trad Moore. They were saying Trad Moore should have got nominated for Silver Surfer Black. That art was out of control. The coloring got nominated, but the actual line work got snubbed.
Yeah, what the hell? Man, Cates is consistently their best guy at Marvel. That's really weird.
Yeah, Venom's one of the best books still.
Yeah, 100%. James, okay, best writer and artist. Okay. James Stocco. That's the only really one that probably most people know from this list.
Who is it, James Stocco?
Yeah, James Stocco is up for best writer and artist.
For what? Does it say why?
Short Box.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't either, but that's Stocco, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
Dude, I'm Googling that bad boy right now. I love James Stocco. I had no idea he had another book out.
Is he a writer on it, or does he do art on it? Because it says writer/artist, and there's another name next to it. I don't know. No, Sobek is the book. My mistake, not Short Box.
Oh, Sobek.
Sobek is the book. Short Box
is the publisher. Okay.
Yeah. Short Box.
Oh, dude, it's another monster book. Oh, man.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Forget about it.
Oh, well, I'm adding that to my list today to download.
I'm going to go buy this I'm going to go buy this right now.
Is it a trade? Is it a hardcover already?
I'm just looking on their website. It's sold out on their website. Well, it's sold out on this one website. It's trying to see the details.
I didn't even know he came out with anything this past year. His work is incredible. His art, for those of you that have never read James Stocco's work and seen his art, he takes a while to do stuff, but good Lord, is his art incredible.
Man, and everything looks like a penis too.
It's true.
Yeah, he's got penis in the pen. Like he's always drawn dicks. Well, it looks like all like nasty veiny ones and stuff. But
he's got HR Giger syndrome. Or Giger.
Yeah, exactly. Everything looks like everything is schlong. So it says life is pretty good being a gigantic crocodile god. Spend your days lazing in the riverbeds of the Nile while your devotees shower praise and juicy offerings up on you. But Sobek idly is broken, and he must limber into action when a distraught priest relays news of an affront and vandalism from the followers of Set, an all-new unmissable sunner from James Stocco. It's $14 on this website, so it might be like a small short story kind of thing.
Huh.
Maybe
it's on how many pages?
Amazon? Doesn't say. Oh, 36 pages. So
it's a short story.
Yeah.
That's a little bit over the size of a regular comic book. Okay. $14 is a bit steep.
I'm sure you go. I'm gonna see if it's on Amazon or maybe I didn't even see it even on IST. I don't know how this thing gets distributed. But either way, continue on. We've distracted enough.
Okay. Do we don't have to do best penciler and best inker. No, we should do best penciler.
Yeah, totally.
Steve Pugh, Rosemary Valero, Simon Gain for Ghost Tree, Billiquis Everly, The Dreaming, Colleen Doran for Snow, Glass Apples, Ian Bertram for Little Birds. None of these books I know. Right. Best painter / digital artist, also known probably as the David Mack Award, let's be honest. Didier Casgrain, Alexandra Clarice, David Mack, Leah Mays, Christian Ward. Christian Ward might take it, actually, for Invisible Kingdom. Best cover artist, Francisco Francavilla. Just hand it to him. Or David Mack at this point. Emma Rios, Julian Totino, Christian Ward, Jen Bartel. That's the one that out of all of them, that's the one that seems the most stacked for best.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one to choose from.
Yeah, that's a stacked list on best cover artist. All of these are great. All right, best coloring, also known as the Dave Stewart Award. Just do we have to go through anybody else other than the Dave Stewart? I mean, the man's won the award how many times at this point?
And that's one of those awards too that like I unfortunately don't really have an opinion on lettering unless it's like terrible.
Yeah.
Like the font is like, oh, this guy used Comic Sans. Or, you know, if it's like misplaced, you know, I don't notice. It's like editing in the film. Like you don't notice good editing. You only notice bad editing.
And look, I'm not talking down to anybody else on this list, but let's be honest. Dave Stewart's probably going to win it because he wins almost every year he's nominated. But hey, it's either going to go to Dave Stewart or Matt.
Oh.
Best lettering. All right, best academic. Yeah. Best digital comic. Let's do last one will be best digital comic. After a Lift by Chip Zdarsky. I've never heard of that. Blackwater, Edward Govin. Color, The Unsung Life of Claudia Colvin. Elma, A Bear's Life. Mary Internum, and Tales from Behind the Window. So probably going to go to Chip Zdarsky on that one, just to guess.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. All right, and that's pretty much it for the Eisners this year. I got to be honest, as far as my picks, I've read almost nothing that they have on this list.
Yeah, all that stuff's a little. I mean, other than like Immortal Hulk and things like that. One good thing about the Eisners is it's very diverse, and it's not all just like superhero stuff, which is kind of the realm that we're usually kind of stuck in. But with that, you do get. It does open the spotlight a little bit to a lot more indie stuff, European stuff, and things like that. Where you're like, okay, let me step out of my comfort zone, and let's go check out something else. You know, like look, we already got us talking about that Sobek book. You know, so that's kind of one of the good things about the award. Then most awards are just, you know, awards are awards. Doesn't make it the best. You know, it's a matter of opinion and whatnot. But we're on it. So I really want to get the Sobek book.
Yeah, it's that's kind of more of what I look for these awards. I don't look to see like who wins or anything like that because really I don't give a rat's flip really who wins. It's more of, oh man, I missed this out by this writer, like Stocco. That's a perfect example. We love his work. All of us here pretty much love his work. Had no clue he had a limited series out this year.
Or look at Chip Zdarsky. It's got that Liftoff digital book that no one ever knew about. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys, man, unless you really follow them and follow the industry like crazy, a lot of these guys, they'll put out smaller stuff, and you have no clue that stuff was out. Like Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan did Private Eye, and then he did a few other books through that website that he was doing it. And I got to be honest, almost nobody was talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Private Eye came out. The only thing people really talked about was that it was I think one of the first times that somebody did an all digital book, like that, like a digital release, and it was like name your price. Yeah. So you go in there and be like, you know what? I think this book is worth $15. I'll give them $15, or I could be a dick and say I'll give you $1 for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. Run the Jewels just did something similar with their new album. Where Run the Jewels, which I love them. I don't know if you've heard their music, Gabe. I
love Run the Jewels.
Yeah, they just dropped their album a few days ago, where it was like, hey, you could download the album for free if you want, or you can give us some cash, and that money's all going to go to a donation for a great cause. So, all right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Since we kind of run into it. DC Comics, man, they've been in the news a lot this past week for a lot of things. Some things that we're going to talk about. So let's kind of just dive into it. I've got 2 articles that I'm going to go over to, and then I really want to hear what your opinion is on this, specifically because you work in retail. So you have a very unique perspective in this that I think a lot of people and a lot of other online YouTubers that they're like, oh, this is what's going on. You're there. So you understand more of this than a lot of people do. So let's just dive into it. After 25 years, DC Comics has cut ties with Diamond Distributors. This article is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. In a seismic shift, the comic book industry, DC has cut ties with Diamond Comics Distributor. The announcement was made via an email to retailers sent Friday morning, with the company telling customers that all orders from DC products will be fulfilled by Lunar Distribution and USC Comic Distribution for periodical releases and Penguin Random House for graphic novels and collected editions. An email sent to retailers explained, "We recognize that to many of you this may seem like a momentous decision. However, we can assure you that this change in DC's distribution plans has not been made lightly and follows a long period of thought and consideration. The change of direction is in line with DC's overall strategic vision intended to improve the health of and strength the direct market as well as grow the number of fans who read comics worldwide." The message continued, "In the near term, Diamond will only be fulfilling orders placed through June 1st, final order cutoff, and will not solicit the sale of the new DC titles further. To ensure a smooth transition for retailers, DC will suspend final order cutoff for June 8th, making these books available to order on final order cutoff on June 15th. A spokesperson from DC told The Hollywood Reporter, "After 25 years, DC and Diamond Comics distributors are ending their long-standing relationship. Moving forward, comic book retailers can obtain their DC books from Penguin Random House or their books and periodicals through Lunar or UCS comic book distributors. DC continued to be committed to providing the direct market with the best-in-class service and the fans with the world's greatest comic books." Okay, so long-standing Diamond retail leader, head poobah, and all-around Goodfellas cosplayer, Steve Geppi, who is the head of Diamond Comics, had a statement that he released the other day that I'm going to go ahead and read. Today, DC sent out a retailer communication indicating they are ending their long-standing relationship with Diamond. In April, and for those of you that don't know, Diamond is the major retailer up until this point. They distribute everything to guys like Gabe and his comic shop and to everybody else that has a comic. Basically, you order through Diamond to get your Marvel comics, to get your DC comics, to get Image, get everybody to have it in your store for Wednesday mornings when people show up.
They were the one sole comic book distributor.
Until now, when all this went down.
Right.
Today, DC sent out retailer communication indicating they are ending their long-standing relationship with Diamond. In April, we were informed that DC was going to begin distributing products through additional partners. At that time, they asked us to submit a proposal for a revised agreement with the understanding that Diamond would continue to be one of their distributors, which we promptly did. They then requested an extension to June 30th, which we also accommodated. Last week, DC requested an additional extension through July. We responded with questions, and DC indicated they would reply today, June 5th. Instead of receiving a response today, we received a termination notice. While we had anticipated this as a possible outcome, we, like so many others in the industry, are disappointed by their decision to end our partnership so abruptly at this time. Although we had hoped to reach an agreement with DC, every great change also presents great opportunity. Rest assured, Diamond is a strong company, and our success does not depend on the actions of one business partner. While we recognize this change impacts the industry, we are well positioned to seize growth opportunities and are committed to the success of other publishing partners, the direct market, and our industry as a whole. We continue to be excited about the growth potential in the comic, game, and toy industry, as well as growth opportunities for our other Geppi family enterprises. I didn't know that was a thing. Enterprises company. I truly believe that our comeback will be bigger than our setback, and our best days are ahead. Thank you for your continued support and for all you do, Steve Geppi. And that's pretty much it. And the news was met by universal acclaim. Everybody loved it, and no, it was not. It was very mixed, as I'm pretty sure a lot of people anticipated. Now, Gabe, thoughts? Because You have a much more of an opinion on this than I do because I'm so limited in this. I'm kind of somebody staring from the outside in, where you're in it. So I would really like your opinion on this.
Yeah. So what it seems like, and we'll see what happens. I'm really, we kind of get through it all. So with Diamond being the sole distributor, everything in a comic book store went through Diamond. Like your ordering system went through Diamond. If you have a pull box at the store, more than likely they use Diamond's pull box system. Your inventory is through Diamond. Like all that stuff is all Diamond based. Like all the programming, all the inventory, all that stuff is through Diamond. So now that DC, which is a major chunk of the industry, I mean, you talk about big two, that's part of the big two, is now going to go through two separate, or technically three separate more distributors. Mm-hmm. So you have our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. They started another subsidiary, which was the Lunar. So they're the distributor. Midtown. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows who Midtown is. They're the other distributor who handles the East Coast. Lunar is going to handle the West Coast. So what it means now is when everything came order-wise, you did everything like on one order form, one sheet, one program. Now we have to open up a second or third account because you need to get DC stuff through Lunar. And then if you want collected editions, hardcovers, I'm assuming omnibuses, all that kind of stuff, that's all have to go through Penguin Random House. So now instead of having one inventory system, one ordering system, we now have 2-3 ordering systems. So that's my only real like concern and whatever with it. And it's not even really that bad. So now we take the orders in, we're going to have to figure out ordering and bill to pay and all that kind of fun stuff for 3 different, accounts now, 3 different bills. And the pull box, we're going to try and figure out, because when you do a pull box, normally, this is all inside information, but you basically, you hit a couple of buttons and you get a list of all your pull box customers and what books they're getting that week. So you go, okay, well, I need 30 copies of Venom. So you take your 30 copies of Venom, you set them aside, and you put them in people's boxes. Boom, 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 boom. So now you got to try and figure out how is that going to happen with another distributor, because I'm assuming their programs aren't going to talk to one another. So it's going to be my main concern, my only real feeling of any kind of setback or damn, this kind of sucks is back end of things, is us as a store having to figure out how are we going to figure out to get information for pull boxes and ordering and stuff like that. And that's all behind the scenes stuff that nobody really cares about. Other than that, maybe pricing will be different. I don't know right now because we just started a Lunar account. We don't know how the pricing is going to be or the cost of shipping is going to be. But honestly, cost of shipping usually isn't that much. It sounds like a lot, but when you get like 30 boxes in and your shipping is between like $30 to $40 or $300, $400, it's not really that bad. It's a lot, but it's not that bad in comparative to everything else. So that seems to be other retailers' main concern is, one, you have to order through a competitor. You have to order through In-Stock Trades or DCBS, you got to order through that parent company, right? Or you have to order through Midtown. So yes, they are competitors, and I don't really see a bad thing with that. And the shipping, a lot of stores, smaller stores, probably work on a very micro razor edge kind of profit margin system, and they might not be able to take the hit on the discounts being different, the shipping being different, because of the discounts.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, with the discounts, your discount with Diamond is based on, it's like a tiered system. So if you order this much, if you normally order X amount of dollars, you get Y discount. If you order higher up at this amount of dollars, you get another Y type of discount. So the more you order, the more of a discount you get. But now that you have most stores, probably, let's say 40% of your books and 40% of your ordering is now going to a separate company, your Diamond discount presumably, we don't know yet, it might shrink. So you're gonna lose discounts through all your Marvel stuff, and then you got to go through a different company to get your DC stuff, and you're probably going to get a smaller discount from there as well. So there is going to be, assuming it might end up being a cost increase for stores, and for those that are really, really rough and are already dealing with bad stuff with the pandemic and having to be locked down for the last couple of months, a lot of stores are really, really kind of in a panic right now about it.
Yeah. What about okay, so what about in regards to international shipping? Because Diamond has a foothold in that. Is there a solution yet for international shipping? Because it's expensive importing stuff just from here over there. Are they expecting? And I'm not being confrontational about this. I'm genuinely curious. Is it a thing where they're kind of expecting, well, maybe we really didn't think about this all the way through because we've got retailers overseas that they're trying to order books from here, but if they do that, they're going to be taking a hit on a lot of shipping costs, a lot of charges, a lot of all that stuff that's going to go over there.
I'm not sure how the international stuff is going to work. I haven't read anything about that yet, and it's not really in my peripheral because I'm not concerned about international stuff. But I can see that being a concern for the international folks. I'm not sure how Lunar or I forgot the name of the other distributor, Midtown's distributor, how they're going to work with distributing internationally. I don't know how that's going to work out for them.
Okay.
Maybe they don't. Maybe there might be a little bit of a setback, a little bit of a freeze before you get stuff over there. I'm not sure. But,
this seems like it's a case where it can benefit a lot of the distributors, but it's the retailers and the really small guys that are going to be really taking a hit on this, because we've already seen that a lot of people online, I sent you guys a picture of it in the chat, that a lot of smaller retailers are like, yeah, we're done. We're not promoting DC Comics anymore for the next, like, whatever. Maybe it's a gut reaction and maybe they'll come back from it. Who knows? But there was one retailer where I sent you the picture where he's like, yeah, I'm selling every single hardcover, every single trade, everything from DC Comics. It's $5 for every trade, every hardcover in the store, $1 for every single issue of DC Comics that we have in the store. And there are a few retailers right now, they're pulling everything from DC. So I don't know if it's a gut reaction.
Yeah, it's odd because it just happened. Like, it's just been an announcement. Like, nobody really has done any of the work into it yet. No one's really seen, at least I haven't, or Torpedo. We haven't really seen what any kind of setbacks there really are going to be. I mean, best case scenario, it's a little bit of a time sink to figure out the ordering system and things like that. But with all change, you get adapted to it after a while, and you start figuring out the system, you figuring out how it works, and you kind of move along with it after a while. At the worst, cost is going to go up, and that might, struggling stores might end up struggling a little bit more, and nobody wants that. That sucks. That's too bad.
Yeah.
People overseas, I have no idea. I don't know what to say about that. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out with them, and it might just take a little bit of extra time. But you have to just kind of fight through it and see what happens. And some of these retailers, I understand them being upset. I empathize with them, but some of this reaction seems to be just a knee jerk, chicken little sky is falling kind of reaction. You're already complaining. And I don't want to diss too many retailers or get bad into it, but when I hear, I'm going to lose all this money because of DC, and then you're going to turn around and sell all your DC comics at $1. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy right there, because you're automatically losing money off of that right there. And $5 hardcovers, son, I know you and me and any other Omnibro out there would be waiting at that store with $5 hardcovers.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that might be the reason why Jess isn't here today.
You guys, I got a tummy ache. Yeah, no, you know about this $5 sale going on. I would buy any book, any hardcover for $5 and just turn it around. Easy, dude. So it's stuff like that and we haven't gone through it yet. It's been an announcement. We haven't worked. There's going to be some sea legs and some adjustment going on, and maybe a little bit of hangups, but that happens whenever anything changes. And change is good. I welcome this. I'm excited and curious to see like how this kind of pans out.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that. I think the knee-jerk reaction is a bit much, and I agree with you in that. Why would you put that out there? As a protest, I'm going to sell all this stock of DC Comics and stuff for pennies on the dollar that I paid for it, and you're not going to get your investment back. You're just losing. You might as well take that money and throw it down the drain. You really should.
I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody in that Omnibus Collectors group, if we live near that store, we would be there first thing in the morning. We would clean that place completely, picked clean.
Oh yeah, all the vultures that want to buy an omnibus for cheap and then turn around and flip it. Yeah, $5 omnibus. I'll turn it around. I'll buy that in a second.
I'll buy all of it. Yeah, I would clean that place completely out of stock and just flip a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care what omnibus it is. It could be just a $5. You can sell almost any omnibus for at least $50.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's 10 times your money back right there.
Yeah. And it's a gut reaction, and the thing is, that we're seeing also a lot of these retailers that they're sending letters and stuff like that to their fans saying, "Oh, this is what DC Comics is doing to us," and stuff. And I'm thinking, most of your customers don't care like where they get what Diamond is or anything like that. At least that's my assumption. They just want to make sure their books are there Wednesday morning. That's what they more than likely care about. And that their prices don't go up too crazy, and that they have their books Wednesday morning when they show up there, and that they have their trades when they want to pick them up on release day and stuff like that. That's what I think they care about more than anything else.
Yeah. On the consumer side of things, real quick though, we do have Paul Baker. Thank you, sir. You got a $2 super chat given to us. The new distributors aren't geographically locked. I'm not sure what Paul quite means by that, because I remember when the pandemic happened and DC had to use different distributors. It was Lunar was taking the West Coast, Midtown was taking East Coast, and I thought International. I don't know for sure, but they were taking care of they had things sectioned off.
Yeah.
But again, man, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, dude. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it a lot. I don't know, man. I mean, and it's the thing where it's going to be a learning curve for a lot of stores. So if you've got a store that you go to, your local comic shop, be patient with them. They're probably going to be frustrated with this for a while. You might not be getting the books you want to get right away or something like that. Things like this happen because this is literally a whole new system that they're working out that they just figured out in the past. When did you guys get the notification, Gabe? Like last Friday?
For this whole thing? Yeah, that was Friday.
Yeah. It was Friday, right?
That was 3 days ago. 2 days ago.
Oh, it was So it's gonna take some time, and there's gonna be a learning curve with a lot of this.
And I think that's gonna be the worst part of it. Honestly, I think that's gonna be the most hardships that's gonna come out of this with stores is the learning curve. And I understand, yes, it might be a little bit of a cost difference, and you kind of got to see how that kind of pans out. I mean, who knows what's gonna come out of it? Discounts are gonna change. I mean, on our end as a consumer, I don't know how that's going to affect IST or their pricing on things, because I'm not sure how that's going to work out with that. But we have to kind of just wait and kind of see if discounts change across the board. Maybe at your comic book store, maybe you're getting a pull box discount of 15%. Maybe they might have to cut that or something. I don't know what to tell you, but that might be the worst of it. And you kind of figure things out. You come up with new. That's the thing with what most comic book stores should be doing, or most businesses, is you see a little bit of adversity and you figure out some kind of creative way to kind of turn it into a positive and see what they could figure out. Might take a little bit of time and might not be overnight, but starting your comic book business in the first place wasn't easy. You had to come over with some kind of adversity and challenges and come up with creative ways to do whatever you had to do to get things started up. And you just kind of keep going with that. And again, on the flip side, let's kind of turn this around a little bit and let's get a little like conspiratorial and a little shaken up about it. We've been through this before. We've seen what happened in multiple distributors back in the 90s. That was one of the deciding factors that really sunk the comic book industry in the 90s. was the distributor wars and the multiple discounts and the multiple distributors going on, and distributors trying to get stores to open, trying to get anybody to open up a store. You know, back then you could open up a store for like $50 or something like that, become a comic book dealer.
No.
You know, but we'll have to see how this kind of turns around. What's DC? How is this? You know, I question the idea, and I would like to know. They say that they're doing this to kind of expand the market, and I want to see how does multiple distributors expand the market. Unless maybe DC wants to maybe keep putting books out to Walmart like they're doing with those giant 100-page tabloid ones, or you know, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're thinking outside the box. They need to get out of comic book stores as being their sole 100% source of reaching the community. You know, and so maybe it is Walmart, maybe it'll be Target, maybe it'll be these other places going on as well.
Well, I was gonna say there's been rumors and speculation for a while that DC and more specifically AT&T, which owns DC, doesn't want to do singles anymore. They don't want to do floppies anymore. They're tired. It's a waste of money for them. They want to kind of just move on to doing trades and collected editions, and that's been a rumor for a while. Could this be a thing where DC starts kind of moving more slowly into that direction eventually, where it's just, we're just doing trades and hardcovers. If you want, because we've talked about this, it's basically the TKO model, for the better or worse, is the future. I firmly believe that, where it's bingeable series. You can buy them directly from us. You can get the digital version if you want, 5 issues. You can get the trade, or you can get all 5 singles right off the bat. I think that's where a lot of people are heading. Could that be where DC is kind of starting to head in that direction?
That's my whole conspiracy theory. You know, even as somebody whose living is made at a comic book store, I've said this, you know, when the pandemic started and Diamond Distributor shut down, is comic book stores right now feel like Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a dying industry, because stores or these publishers, DC and stuff, that could do so much more if they expanded their horizons outside of comic book stores. Because comic book stores, every comic book store you go to is going to be a different experience. You go to one comic book store and it's dirty and funky and nobody talks to you. Yep. Or you go to another store like Torpedo that's really nice and big and clean, and we talk to you when you come into the store, and things like that. So you get these stores that really scare people off, and they never want to buy comics at a store again, and then they turn to mail order, or they turn to digital, or something like that. So I think I do think that DC is trying to maybe 100% get out of stores, but not make their stores, make comic book stores, brick and mortar comic book stores, their 100% source of income.
Yeah. No, it
doesn't make any sense, because with the pandemic, it shined a light on all of this. When stores start shutting down, you lose all of that resource, all of that income. And a lot of times when stores shut down, those customers don't just go to another store, because as comic book people, you get very particular about the store you go to, the people you talk to in the store. There's people who go to my store who won't talk to me because they have a connection with another customer or another person who works there. Like, you know, that's their go-to guy. And at the same time, there's the flip side of it where people only contact me. Like, I try not to give my phone number out to customers, because I know it happens, and it happens all the time. It's all these text messages. Can you help me out? Can you change this on my pull box? Can you make sure I'm getting this book? Can you make, hey Gabe, hey Gabe, hey Gabe, hey Gabe, hey Gabe, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic. So I mean, that's just how people are, and comic books are getting so expensive, man. You're talking $5-6 almost for comic books these days for a single issue. I mean, that's what happened to me. Is I was like, this is crazy, $5-6 for a comic. But this is back when it was like almost $4 a comic, and that's when I discovered DCBS, and I did mail order for my comics for years and years and years and years and years. Basically, up until I started working at Torpedo, because Torpedo gave me a really good employee discount. But I mean, when you could get your comics for so much cheaper through mail order, then that's kind of the way to go. Or, like we said before, the manga idea of things is you release these books digitally, the single issue, stories digitally, and then you release a trade paperback or a hardcover or an omnibus of the physical contents. That is where I think we all think that's probably the way. I don't know all of it, but I know you and I for sure think that that's the way to go, and that is the way of the future.
Right, and the thing is, here's for me, and I work at a middle school. I've worked at an elementary school. I worked at a high school, and I told you I've spoken about this before. Kids today are not reading Superman, Spider-Man, Batman comics. They are reading My Hero Academia. They're reading One Punch Man. They're reading Naruto Shippuden. Boruto. They're reading that because it's accessible. I'm not a parent, but if I'm a parent, I could pay $2. I can get the Shonen Jump app. My kids can sign into it, and they could read Naruto. They could read My Hero Academia. They could read all these titles that are updated every week for $2 a month. So it's the ease of accessibility with that. And we had the Scholastics Book Fair this year. There weren't any DC or Marvel trades at the Scholastic Book Fair. You know what there was? It was My Hero Academia.
Buttload of manga.
There was a buttload of manga, and they couldn't keep it in stock at the school. They kept having to order it because kids would show up the day that they would ask the librarian. And I asked her because I had to take the kids down there, and I was like, hey, so how are things with the manga stuff? She's like, we can't keep it in stock. We have to order it the day it shows up. We have to place in a new order because they just keep eating it up. That is what the kids are reading these days.
And that's because, that's because the animes are so well tied into the manga, or the manga is so well tied into the anime. I've said it before, and it's you go see a Marvel movie and you go, wow, that's great. Ant-Man is really cool and funny. I want more Ant-Man. You go to a comic book store and you go, this isn't the same Ant-Man. Like, this is weird. And you got it at $5 to read, like, basically a chapter of a story.
Yeah.
It's not like it was, back in my day, the 60s, the 70s, the Silver Age, Bronze Age, even through the 90s, for the most part, you got a complete story for, when I first started reading comics, they were like 75 cents, $1.25. Nowadays, you get like this sliver of a story for $5. And the big cool stories that everybody wants to read, like the big crossover events, like Absolute Carnage, you need to buy 60 different comic books to get a whole story out of that, and it sucks. And when parents come to my store and they want their kids to go to get comics, they typically automatically go to like the single issue bins, and the single issue bins, the back issue bins, $3 comics, but you got, back issues, and they're like back issues, like you get $15, $20, $30 comics in there. And the kid just wants to read a Batman book. And it's like, well, you know what? Hey, you could spend $5 on this one Batman book, and Batman's probably not even really, in it for that much. Or let's go over here. I'll show you guys the trade paperbacks. Here's Batman Adventures, the Batman Adventures trades. It's, I forget what it is. It says $25. $25. You get 12 issues out of it. Your kid will read it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could buy them that $5 comic book. They're going to burn through it in 20 seconds and be all over you again.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be jumping all over you, bugging you, and all that stuff. You want them to read, and you want them to sit down and actually like read and continually read, and get them a trade paperback. That's the way to do it. And that's the same with the manga. Manga's $10, bro. $10, and you get awesome art, awesome stories.
Mm-hmm.
They say, "Oh, I watched My Hero Academia on Hulu. I really like the storyline." Well, you know what? Go get the manga. The season's over. Pick up the manga. Picks up right where the season left off.
Yeah.
Even like not even little kids. It's teenagers, young adults, people in their 20s. Attack on Titan. The season ended. Where does it pick back up? Oh, right here at volume, I think it was 24 or 25 was like the end of like season 3.
You don't have to start at volume 1 because it's literally the same story. You can start at volume 23 and you can keep going from right there.
And that's what helped with The Walking Dead, is that The Walking Dead, the show followed the book enough that you can pick up the trades and be cool with it. And if it's different enough that you pick up the trades, it's familiar, but you get something different out of it at the same time. So
yeah.
I think that's the way to go. And I think if that causes comic book stores to kind of shut down and cause the bigger ones to have to buy out the smaller ones, I mean, that's just evolution. That's just, the way things kind of keep going. And hey guys, if you're enjoying this chat and you're enjoying this discussion, we got about 100 people in the chat today or watching. Give us that thumbs up. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell button so you can get all of our notifications for our live shows. We do 3 live shows a week here at Omnibros Live, and then we also have the Fangirls. So, yes. All right.
Right. Kind of the last thing I wanted to bring up is before we move on. So Torpedo is obviously one of the bigger stores. The mom and pop stores, like you said, Torpedo. I'm not saying you guys have any plans to do this or anything like that. This is all just crazy speculation. Torpedo would be fine if, let's say, DC changes their thing, because you guys are not just a comic book store. You guys have, from what you've told me, you guys do a whole bunch of different events. You do a whole bunch of different signings. You guys have stretched out and you've got a repertoire enough that you guys will be fine. It's the smaller mom and pop stores that you guys, like a store like Torpedo, could go in and go, okay, well, you guys are closing out. We'll buy your stock. We'll buy everything you've got in there and we'll sell it, or we'll buy you out and we'll open up another store. So it's kind of, that's to me the inevitability of where all this is gonna head. Like it's Cowboys in the old West when the times were changing. They're holding on to the old, when you guys got to evolve. You're got to evolve or something, or you're gonna die out. Unfortunately, that's how things are going at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, there's what is Stefan Cedric in the house today.
Hey man, hope you feel better.
Yeah. He also said that that's his model, is that he does webcomics and then sells the graphic novels, which is probably the most cost-effective, profitable way you could do something. It costs you nothing to put out, very little to put out a webcomic, digitally. And I'm thinking that's something that happened as well. I said it when the pandemic started, is DC didn't print comics for, let's say, close to 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
They probably said, wow, look at all this money that we saved.
Yeah.
By not printing comics. And who knows? I mean, I'm sure they probably made a decent amount of money or a little bit of money, or they had some kind of income coming in with digital sales. When the pandemic hit and lockdowns happened, dude, trade paperbacks sold like crazy at my store online. Like we through like Instagram. People were buying stuff up like crazy because you were bored. You had nothing to do. It's either Netflix or read comics, Well, so I think that gave them a little bit of insight of, we saved all this money. We could just do things digitally, get the money digitally, and then put out the trade paperback, trades, hardcovers, omnibus, and that's the big major profit. I think that's how it is already. They make money with the singles, and they really rake in the money with the trades because it's just repackaging the same thing.
Right. No, I agree. And the thing is, we saw it in the video game industry.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it in the movie industry during this pandemic, where am I gonna risk myself going out to the store and maybe find a copy of Animal Crossing, or can I just sit down, download it onto my Switch, have it ready in an hour, and I don't have to worry about that. This past week I ordered, because I'm a movie guy, I ordered probably 3 movies from BestBuy.com.
Mm-hmm.
All of them got delayed because of the packaging, because of the shipping, because of everything that's going on in the world right now. So honestly, I ordered one of them digitally because I was like, you know what? I kind of don't want to wait to watch it. It's not that big of a deal. It's cheaper online. I'll just order it digitally. I'm doing the same thing with Last of Us 2, where I had my pre-order ready for Last of Us 2. I was going to get the deluxe edition with the steelbook and everything, but I can't trust Best Buy or online retailers right now, or any retailer, to, 1, have it in stock with everything that's going on, and 2, deliver it to my door the day it comes out, versus I just pre-ordered it on the PSN. This week, I can start downloading it onto my console, and then next week, when the game releases at midnight, I can start playing it right away. I don't have to worry about it.
And you don't have to store that disc later. You don't have to have like a big old, rack of video games you don't play anymore.
Yeah.
It's a housing mechanism as well.
Mm-hmm.
And same with movies with me. I mean, I know you're more into, the technical things with movies with sound and 4K. But I mean, I recently I rented Sonic the Hedgehog for my kids $4.
Mhm.
I don't need to go out to the. I don't need to go out and buy that movie.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Like digital is the way to go. And then if I really wanted a movie that was like fantastic, like The Matrix or like a new edition of The Matrix or Jaws or something like that, yeah, I could go buy a physical copy of something I want to keep, something I'm willing to lug around if I move for the rest of my life or something like that. You know?
No, and I agree. And some people in the chat are saying, well, digital is not owning, but and I've talked about this before. There is a difference when you digitally have a video game. There is no difference from a digital video game to a physical copy. It's pretty much the same thing. You're going to get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in films right now, we still have not gotten to that point where physical matches the sound quality and the visual quality that you will get from a disc. We're getting there, but we're still not there yet.
Yeah, and that's not a major motif that you need to worry about with video games. You know, you don't need to have absolutely the best sound that goes through your speakers and stuff like that to video game. I mean, sure, you want it to sound good, you want it to sound great, but it doesn't need, you don't need that coming from a disc. You know, you doesn't need to read that off the disc to get ample quality video games.
So yeah, that's.
And again, what you want to deal with GameStop or Walmart or Best Buy all the time, like you said. You know, things get delayed, or they run out, or you get a broken copy, or you get something weird going on, or anything like that. So, I'm gonna scroll through the chat and see what people. There's been some good talks in the chat. People really going on with stuff. Well, so then Stefan Subject shows up and everybody's talking to him, but that's cool.
We got nothing but love for the guy.
Yeah, 100%. That guy's a great artist. Great work. Everybody loves Sunstone. I need to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like here, true. My LCS treats customers like crap. Yeah, that is the worst. How are you going to be like the struggling comic book store and then treat people like shit? Like it's horrible.
Nice meeting.
And they do that because they do that because a lot of these comic book stores are people who just want to have a business. They're not really devoted into it.
Yeah, but yeah, and I've been to bad comic shops. You've been to bad comic shops. We've been to both good comic shops as well. There is a difference there, and it sucks when the only shop in your town is a bad store. And it smells like mothballs. You go in there and the guy's like 300 pounds. He's sitting at the front desk. He hasn't bathed in a week or something. I've been in those shops and they suck.
Or they don't have the book you want, or they put out the bad copies that are kind of beat up and they don't take care of their stuff. You know, in some stores you're lucky. In some places you're lucky to have a shop like that. Some places don't have comic book stores for like, I know people who on the show who said they had to drive like 30-40 minutes to a comic book shop. You drive 30-40 minutes to a comic book store and they don't have the book that you want, or it's not in like the copy or in the condition that you prefer. That's rough, man. It's rough.
And it's so weird depending on where you live, because I live in Orlando and I am easily 20-30 minutes away from at least 4 different comic shops in my area.
Yeah, there's a lot here in Vegas. There's like 14 comic book stores for a small town like Vegas. Sledge says comic shops need to find a way to get traffic through them, then need to go beyond comics only to survive. Should also be fulfillment center for Amazon, receiving and sending packages, kind of like Walgreens. Yeah, I mean, they need to figure out other ways of doing it. A lot of stores, it happened during the pandemic where they refused. I'm not doing mail order. No, I'm not doing it. It's a waste of my time. It costs too much money. It's a waste of my time. Well, you're a dinosaur, bro. You have to adapt or die. Yeah. And that's one of the things is mail order during the crisis when nobody was coming around or they weren't willing to do like curbside pickup because they didn't want to go into their store and open up, and have, nothing going on. Like, you got to figure it out. You got to make it work for yourself, or you're just being self-defeating.
No, I agree. And he makes a strong point where it's like these shops, they have to branch out. All my local comic shops that are doing really well, they don't just do comics. They do statues, they do shirts, they do Warhammer night, they do game night, stuff like that. They do Magic night, stuff like that.
You'll probably see that a lot more too. Like during the pandemic, we're strictly comic books. We're all comic books and statues. But during the shutdown, we did a lot more selling on Instagram. Like I'm talking about thinking outside the box. We killed it doing sales on Instagram, and more people should have been doing that. But they either just don't want to because they don't know how, and they're not willing to figure it out, or they don't know anybody who can help them figure it out, or whatever the case might be. And that's the people that kind of end up getting shut down and end up getting bought out by bigger stores. That's what's going to happen. It's like, I would be surprised if some big comic book store was to go to the local comic book shops who are probably going to struggle, be like, hey, I'm going to buy you out for cheap now, or I'll buy you out for nothing down the road. What do you want to do about this?
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Somebody like Midtown.
Yeah. Yeah, like Midtown, Zap Comics, Torpedo, places that have like that specialize and have passion in back issues. Yeah, I'll buy all your books. We'll sell them our own way. Sledge, nobody is going to a comic store. They are either going to read it digitally or just order from online vendors. They need an order to hook up people, bring them in. Wait, I totally messed that all up. Nobody is going to a comic book store. They are either going to read it digitally or just order from online vendors. They need another hook to bring people to them and get them to impulse buy. Yeah, I mean, that's what we do with the signings, We get people in that way. It's hard and people don't know. Again, if you're just like a newcomer to comic books because of the movies, you can go to the nicest store in the world and you go, hey, I really like the Avengers. You go, well, here's the Avengers. It's Ghost Rider. Who's Ghost Rider? It's really hard to kind of just get into it right now. It's really hard to get into it. Yeah. And again, okay, you want to go to Avengers? All right, well, let me take you back to, again, the trade paperback section here. Here's Brian Michael Bendis' new Avengers. Check this out. Oh, look, it's all people I know.
Yeah. You're not going to take somebody who just walked into the store and go, oh man, here's 30 back issues of Avengers comics for you to pick up, or you could just give them a trade.
Carl, the death of single issues would devastate most LCSs. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's blockbuster. I think we're facing up to the rise of Netflix style comic books pretty soon with digital, or like the Marvel Comics app or the DC app, or it's $10. Is it $10 a month? Something like that. And you can read all the goddamn comic books you want on your tablet. Anywhere you want to go. You read it on the bus. You can read it on the crapper. You can read it in your house. You can read it at school. You can read it on your lunch break. Whatever the case might be, you don't have to lug around a bunch of books. I'm really, and this is coming from somebody who feeds their family working in a comic book store. It's dinosaur. It's blockbuster. It's going to start dying off pretty soon. Once these publishers start figuring out more adapt ways to earn money. It's going to happen. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be in 6 months. It might not be in a year, but 5 years, I can see comic book stores being mainly stores like Torpedo, where it's back issues, because back issues will never go away.
No,
people are still going to want their first appearance of Wolverine and the big Silver Age books and things like that. That's always going to be a market. But who wants the next copy of Batman? I could just get it digitally, or I could just get the trade in 6 months, whatever the case might be.
No, exactly, and I think collected editions, back issues, and stuff like that stuff is going to stay around for the foreseeable future. What I think what's going to end up happening is your single issues are going to get phased out, TKO model, and that's more of what they're going to go with, because we saw, like you said, collected editions, they were selling like hotcakes at your store. Collected editions are still selling, and they're selling more now than ever. Yeah, well, there was that article that I put out that said that people prefer, like the manga style of books. Mangas and trade paperbacks are really what's selling these days, because they're everywhere too. If you want a trade paperback, you can go to a Barnes and Noble if you want to and get a trade paperback. Amazon, they're on Amazon for dirt cheap. You can get them on Amazon, and you can get them. And then when you really come around to it and you want to hack the system, you go to InStockTrades.com, our wonderful sponsor, and get them for 50% off. Alex B, Gabe, could creators live like that? Would we see less creators come in? I think that if things start turning to more of a digital route, I think contracts will be updated. These publishers don't want to cheat out their creatives. No. Right now, I mean, I don't know what the contracts look like, but I don't know how much, people get out of digital versus how much they get out of singles or how much they get out of trade paperbacks.
but I'm sure there would be a change in contracts.
Yeah,
And if it is more of a digital route, like Stefan said, anybody could put out their own digital comic book.
Mm-hmm.
You can put out a comic book and put it on Instagram if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
and just do 10 photos. There's your comic book, and just put it out like that over and over and over again.
No. Louis C.K., the comedian, he did that for all of his specials. He put them out on a website or something like that, and he's like, "Yeah, here's my special. Here's what I'm charging directly to me."
Yeah, comic book stores are the middlemen. Honestly, we're middlemen, and they're going to cut us out. We can all order our books directly through, sure, In Stock Trades is a middleman, or DCBS is a middleman, but you don't need to have a middleman, 6 or 14 comic book stores in every city. Anybody can just order it through DCBS, In Stock Trades, Amazon, cheap graphic novels.
And then we've got the Kickstarter route. The Kickstarters, the GoFundMes, all that stuff that's going on right now. So it's evolving and it's changing, and the big two are going to have to evolve and change with it as well.
Greg Worker said he made crap on digital. Yeah, currently, but I would presume later on, if it becomes more of a digital model, then the contracts would change and the pays would change. All right, so let's go ahead and get this wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and start with, again, let me get this up here real quick. InStockTrades.com, everybody. Our awesome, wonderful sponsor who's been sponsoring our show for a very long time. We appreciate them and we love them for it. Visit InStockTrades.com, where you can find all your collected editions, omnibus, mangas, up to 50% off. Every Tuesday, here's the hack. Every Tuesday, 12 noon Pacific time, 3 Eastern, their site refreshes with all the week's new releases. That's what you want to do. You want to check them out on Tuesday so that you be the first ones to get the new collected editions when they come out. Orders over $50 in the US, free shipping. 300-pound box, 18-pound box, free shipping. Awesome customer service. They give the Omnibroslive a discount code once a quarter. That probably should be coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned. And once a month, we also give out a $50 gift card to InStockTrades.com. We love them. We appreciate them. We've been customers of them way before they started sponsoring the show. We love them. InStockTrades.com. Make sure you guys check them out. And tell them the Omnibros sent you. All right. So, Lou, any last words, my man?
Nothing really, man. I'm just hoping everybody's safe out there. If you guys are protesting or anything like that, much love to you and be safe. It's crazy right now in the world, and keep your head up, guys. We love you guys, and we like to see you every Sunday, every Monday, every Thursday when we do shows. That you're in the chat, man. We're here for you.
Yeah, guys. Thanks again for visiting us. Again, like Lou said, stay safe. Everything going on out there. Take your vitamins. All right, take your vitamins, guys. Get a little bit of a workout in. Go out walking, whatever you got to do. Keep your health number one these days.
Yeah, no lie, man.
Yeah. And with that said, thanks again, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow for hauls, reads, and the new weekly releases. And I wonder how that's going to change for us, because Diamond probably won't have DC stuff on there, so we're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, they've said that they're not going to put the DC stuff on there.
Yeah, it won't be up on the releases. So again, we'll have to figure that out, guys. We're gonna have to adapt. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out.